I'm getting a lot of comments on people wanting me to book Conestoga loads. It seems like the only profitable division right now is the flatbed division. So you can see here, let's just go over the rates, the national average freight rates for flatbeds, and then I'll get into the load booking Conestoga flatbed load. So you can see the national average freight rates right now for the month of July is sitting at $2.59. And I've been saying this over and over again. The most stable division with freight rates right now is the flatbed division. So if you take the last 12 months, it's really hovering over anywhere between $2.45 per mile all the way right now at $2.59 per mile. Now, when we go into the expenses, and we're going to later on in this video, you can see that with $2.59 per mile, if you're running 10, 11,000 miles, there is a lot of profit to be made there, and we'll get into the nitty-gritty later on. But first, let's look at what the options are for Conestoga flatbed. So here I have a Conestoga in Chicago. I'm looking right now in the load board for, the highest rate per mile. What are my options? Now I can see here, you can see Chicago, Illinois to Detroit, Michigan. You can see the rates. The rates are $4.98 per mile for short haul, which is unreal. You ask any owner operator that has, one or two trucks, what they prefer to do, 700 mile loads paying $2 a mile or $2.50 a mile, or driving 300-400 miles making $4 a mile. I can assure you they'll pick 300-400 miles, make their $1,400 for the day and be done with it. So here are some options for flatbeds, right? So you can see here South Bend, Indiana to Elbay, New York. Okay, shipment 3-1. Let's see, look at the notes. No step decks or Conestogas in the notes. Okay, so that's not for us. You can see here East Chicago, Indiana, going into Tipp City, Ohio. We got $3.40 per mile. $1,000 is what they're paying on it. Tarps, coil racks, edge protectors, strap chains, personal protection equipment. Okay, so great. We have an email address. We can send the guy an email, or we can give them a call. So let's give them a call together, find out some more information about the load. All right, so I do have my click to dial feature from LoadConnect. Basically, I just hover over any posted load, press the click button, and then you can see here that my phone just starts ringing.
Hello, my name is Jade. Thank you for calling. May I have your MC number so I can patch you through?
088.
Is that ET Motor Freight Ltd?
Yes, it is.
Cool. Please wait a sec while I get a agent on the line.
Looks like they're using AI technology. Morning, how are you?
Hey, morning. Doing fine. How can I help you?
Calling about your load you got posted from East Chicago, Indiana, going to Tipp City, Ohio for a flatbed.
Okay, yeah. Pickup is on Monday between 6 and 2, and delivery is same day at 10 p.m. by appointment. Is that okay?
Between 6 to 2, okay. And then your delivery is next day?
No, it's same day.
Same day, okay.
At 10 p.m. by appointment.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I can do it. It's only 300, what do we got here? It's only 273 miles.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you tell me your MC?
1 second, what's the rate?
1,000.
1,000? Can I use a Conestoga for it?
Yeah, a Connestoga works perfectly. Do you have one set of coil racks? It's a single coil.
Yes, I do have coil racks. It's a single coil that's 39,000 pounds. Are you flexible at all with the rate?
Do you have a number in mind? I can check that for you.
I'd like to be around 1350 to tell you the truth.
1350? Okay, let me see what I can do on that. Tell me your MC, please.
088.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
A few moments later.
Madam?
Yeah, I'm here. I was checking for the rate.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a firm rate, so we need to stay at 1,000 here.
Got it. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't make that 1,000 work, but maybe I'll give you a call back a little bit later.
Sure. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Well, that was phone call number 1. Maybe we should do one more phone call, okay? We got a load here from Columbia City, Indiana to Morris, Minnesota. So for those drivers that want to drive a little bit longer. Okay, 709 miles. They say they're paying $2,000. That's $2.47 a mile. It is a little bit low. It's lower than the national average for freight rates. Let's look at their payment trend. Everything's fine with this broker. Let's give them a call. Do they even have a phone number? Yes, they do. Okay, let's give them a call. A lot of people are wondering, where do we here at ET Transport order our Conestoga Rolltites? Well, we here at ET Transport order our Rolltites from Verduyn Tarps. Why do we purchase them for Verduyn Tarps? Because they have a location both here in Canada and in the US. Now, another thing is they're extremely driver friendly and easy to use. They have 102 wide clearance inside. So yes, I can book freight that's 102 wide and I can still get that Rolltite to close. So Verduyn Tarps has agreed to give our audience a discount. Just mention our name when you're reaching out to them. All right, look at these loads. These loads are actually really cool. So we have a Peru, Illinois to Ankeny, Iowa, paying $5.14 per mile. With my deadhead, it's $3.71. You have another load over here, Osceola, Indiana, going to Randolph, Wisconsin. Total miles is 288, $1,300, that's $451 a mile. So I guess it's, what do you prefer to do? Long miles for a shorter rate per mile or a short run that pays $1,400 in one day that you can do it. So here's a new load that just came out in University Park, Illinois to Tulsa, Oklahoma, paying $1,650. That's 690 miles, paying $2.39 per mile. And these loads just keep coming out. So it's just a matter of tracking down the right load that you want. So I want to put here minimum miles I want to drive is probably 400. I want to see all the loads that are from 400, and then the max miles is 500. So I just want to find loads that are between 4 to 500 miles. I have these filters because I use a Chrome extension called LoadConnect, but here's what I have here. So here we go, Chicago, Illinois to Youngstown, Ohio, perfect load, paying $3.25 per mile. It's 400 miles. You know, the rate is pretty good. Let's call, I really hope it's not going to be another AI agent.
This is this call may be recorded.
Might be real. Might be a real person. Hi, how are you?
Pretty good, sir. How can I help you?
I see you're posting in Chicago, Illinois to Youngstown, Ohio.
I'm so sorry. Let me just go ahead and take that one down. I think that one was just covered a couple of minutes ago.
Okay, thank you. Great. It was a good load. Let's see what else we got over here. Okay, Franklin Park, Illinois to Bayfield, Wisconsin. 448 miles, $1,400. Let's give them a call.
Good morning, this is Shredo.
Hi, calling about that Franklin Park, Illinois to Bayfield, Wisconsin.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, give me 1 second. Bayfield still available? Yes, still available. Just needed to double check that. With that being said, it is going to be installation. We do need to be at Franklin Park by noon, no later. We need a 48 or 53-foot flatter step, no Conestogas or side kits, no more than 7,500 on the weight, and delivering on Monday morning, Bayfield, Wisconsin.
Got it. No, I have a 53-foot Conestoga, so.
Gotcha. We'll go from there then.
Thank you. All right, here's the load. Going from Peru, Illinois to Ankeny, Iowa, 253 miles, paying $3.71 per mile. They are requesting for a flatbed. We have a Conestoga. Let's give them a call and see what they say. Anybody pick up their phones today? Nobody picks up their phones anymore. All right, so if I wasn't recording right now live, the way that I'd be getting a hold of these brokers is my click to email feature. You can see that less and less people are, picking up the phone. They all have emails here. I have AI technology, pre-populated emails. I click this envelope and I request information about this load. So it's very hard to get a hold of people today. All right, we got South Bend, Indiana to Huntsville, Alabama. We got a total of 543 miles. It says here they're paying $2,000, which is $314 per mile, which is well above the national average, so I know that it is a good load.
Sir.
Morning, how are you?
I'm good. What about you?
Good, good. Calling about that South Bend, Indiana to Huntsville, Alabama.
You see it's a hazmat load.
I do, I see that, yeah.
And what is the MC number?
088.
Well, it's hazmat load picking up today as soon as possible. Delivers Monday. Needs tarp. Probably driver need to buy placards and labels. Looks like shipper doesn't have them. And it pays $2,000.
Will they load a Conestoga?
I think so, yes.
Well, what's the weight of the shipment?
Less than 40,000.
And hazmat, what class has?
3.
Okay, do you know what the product is, the commodity?
Jet fuel.
Jet fuel? Is it in cans or is it in barrels? How are they transporting it?
Barrels.
In barrels? How many gallons?
We probably need an endorsement. It should be 500 gallons on this barrel.
And you're saying it pays $2,000. When does it need to be in Alabama? Monday?
Monday.
Now, you're going to reimburse for the placards and everything?
Yes.
So it's the $2,000 plus reimbursements for whatever expenses I have.
I mean, reasonable expenses, because last time I agreed to reimburse a driver by... he sent me invoice that he bought 18 placards for every class. I told him, no, it's not going to work like that.
That's funny. No, you just need the 2 placards. I think it's only 2, depending on the, it's only 2 placards.
If you have Conestoga, probably 4 on each side.
Oh, yeah. Are you flexible at all with the rate?
That's all I have.
That's all you have? That's it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let me give you a call back, okay? But 2,540, okay, thank you. I'll call you back. All right, jet fuel, $2,000, 546 miles. So this is not a bad load. Yes, you need the hazmat. So for the hazmat, you're gonna charge a little extra. That's why he's paying a little extra. But $2,000, divide that by 543 miles. We're talking about $3.68 per mile. If you take $3.68 per mile, that's well above the national average. But obviously, you're not gonna get the same thing coming out of Alabama. But it is 543 miles. Pick up Friday, delivery Monday. Hazmat, yes, there's a little bit of headache. Is this a good load? I mean, yeah, I think I would should probably take this load, to tell you the truth, as long as you have the hazmat drivers. So, national average for freight rates, let's just go into a little bit of the expenses. I promised you some expenses in this video. So, if the national average for freight rates is $2.59 per mile in the flatbed division, we got $2.59 per mile. If you can run the entire month at $2.59 per mile, that's $25,900 on 10,000 miles, okay? If you can run the entire month with the national average, we're talking about $25,900. Now, we gotta go into our expenses. So our truck is about $3,000. 10,000 miles for a flatbed driver, you're looking at $7,500. Fuel, we're talking about $10,000, divide that by, I would say on the flatbed on a Conestoga, you're not getting more than 6.9 miles per gallon. That's 1,449 gallons. Multiply that by $3.10 per mile is probably what we can get our fuel for. 4,492, 4,492. We're gonna round up to $4,500 just to make it easier to calculate all this. That's fuel. Now we're talking about insurance. Insurance is going to cost you probably about $2,000, okay? We have our Conestoga. The Conestoga is going to cost us about $1,500 per month. We have our dispatch fee, okay? Then you have a factoring fee. Dispatch fee, you're talking about approximately 6%. 6% of 25,000, that's 6 and 6, 1,213, approximately $1,350 for the dispatch fees. We have a factoring fee, 3% of 25,000, that's 300, another 300, another 300, that's about $900, but let's get the exact amount. 25,900 times 0.03 equals $777 for the factoring fee. I did it at 3%. Now, why is this very important? So when we do the exact same exercise in the van division, most people are running at a loss. Why? Because the costs are pretty much the same minus the driver. So the driver, instead of 75 cents per mile, you're probably going to get 65 or 70 cents per mile. The fuel is a little bit more expensive on the Conestogas than it is because of the wind drag. I would say that trailers, we probably get about 8 miles per gallon. Here your max will probably be around 7 miles per gallon. The insurance is the same. The Conestoga versus a trailer, trailer you can get for about $750. The Conestogas are a little bit more expensive. They're about $1,500 a month. Dispatch fee is the same, factoring fee. Here you'll probably save $300, but at the end of the day, you are left off with money over here. Do we have any other expenses that we missed? You have a truck, you have a driver, you have fuel, you have insurance, you have the trailer, you have the dispatch, you have the factoring. What else did we forget? Repairs and maintenance, probably looking about 15 cents per mile. 15 cents per mile on 10,000 miles, you're probably looking about $1,500 for repairs and maintenance every single month. And then you have your miscellaneous expenses, which I would say is probably around another $1,000, okay? When you look at what's left over at the end of the month, all right, $25,900, subtract that. The truck, $3,000, minus. The driver, $7,500, minus. Fuel, $4,500, minus. Insurance, $2,000, minus. Conestoga, $1,500, minus. Dispatch fee, 1350, minus. Factoring fee, 777, I like that number, minus. Repair, $1,500, minus. Miscellaneous, another $1,000. So we are left off with $2,773, okay? $2,773. If you take an owner-operator that is sitting and running his own authorities, okay, and he's dispatching himself, or he's hiring a dispatch company to dispatch him, well, now he's making the driver pay plus whatever is left over, which is $2,773. The pros and the cons about the flatbed division, if you are willing to do just like these loads, the hazmat loads, if you're willing to do a little bit complicated loads, this is easily, you can run this at $3 per mile. And if you run this at $3 per mile, now you're working with $30,000. And if you're working with $30,000 gross, instead of the other number that we had over there, the 25, well, now you're gonna be left off with another $5,000. So what's gonna be left off with is $7,773, which means that if you're a driver driving your truck, you're gonna be making your $7,500, which is your driver pay, plus another $7,500, which is going to be left over. And now we're talking about normal numbers, $15,000 per month take home for the owner operator or for the one that's running his own authorities. Is this enough for you to do all this? I don't know, only you can decide for yourself, but I can definitely help you get there through my courses. So I have a dispatch course if you want to save money on the dispatch fees, and we have a cost of running a mile. Okay, if you really want to get into detail about these numbers and see how you can decrease all these numbers, then I highly recommend the course. It'll probably be the best $40 you spent in your life. It's about a 2-hour course, and it goes into detail with every single one of these expenses and how you can zero in on it and what you can do in order to minimize your cost per mile. So hopefully you learned something from this video. Are Conestogas worth it? I don't know, only you can decide.